Good morning, students. In previous video, we discussed about the essential elements of contract, and in today's video, we discuss about kinds of contracts. So, contracts are classified into three categories. The first kind of contract is on the basis of validity. Second kind of contract is on the basis of formation, and third kind of contract is on the basis of performance. So we'll move to the first kind of contract, that is on the basis of validity. Validity is nothing but a contract should possess the and it should be beyond the limits of law. Okay. So on the basis of validity, contracts are classified into 6 categories. So the first kind, just we'll have a eye on it. The first kind of contract on the basis of validity, valid contract. Second kind of contract is void contract. Third kind of contract is voidable contract. Fourth category of contract is voidable agreement. And the fifth one is unenforceable contract. Sixth one is illegal contract. So we'll go in deep and in an expandable way about all these 6 categories of contracts which fall under validity of contracts. Yes, the first kind of contract which comes under validity of contract, that is valid contract. This valid contract consists of all the 10 essential elements which are stated in Section 10 of Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay, so we'll just have an eye on them so that you can understand very clearly what kind of contract is called as a valid contract. Here, the 10 essential elements are: number 1, agreement. Agreement is the one which forces and which bound two people together to make a contract. An agreement may be written agreement or oral agreement. An agreement is a promise or set of promises made by the promiser or offerer which are accepted by the acceptor without showing or putting conditions. So that is the first essential element. Okay. Now the second essential element which makes a contract as a valid contract. Second one is intention to create legal relationship. The parties who are entering into contract must possess, should have an idea to make the relationship under law. That is called intention to create legal relationship. They should not make a contract without any, simply they should not make a contract. They should have a sense that, yeah, law should make them and bond them together. So for that, in previous video, I have given you a case law which is in the year 1919. That is between Mr. Balfour and Mrs. Balfour. Mrs. Balfour filed a suit on her husband and she claimed for maintenance. Mr. Balfour said he is not going to pay. Anyway, court of law has given judgment in favor of Mr. Balfour. So, why he got a favored judgment? Because the relationship between wife and husband is a social relationship and a mutual relationship. So, you just take this on your life also. The relationship between you and your parents, the relationship between you and your siblings, the relationship between you and your friends is just a mutual relationship. It never makes a legal relationship. But if you take a relationship between you and other people in the world, that means when you go for shopping, when you go for purchase of a textbook or something else, it will become a legal relationship. So, the parties who are going to entering into contract, which they want to convert the contract as a valid contract, they should possess legal relationship. And third kind of essential element to that makes a contract as a valid contract, that is consideration. Consideration is nothing but a mutual as well as a monetary benefit or service benefit to both the parties, offerer as well as acceptor must possess some benefit for their act of conduct. Acceptor has to get some benefit. Similarly, promisor will also get the benefit. Simply, if one person get the benefit and other person has to be with an empty hand, it will never be considered as a consideration. Please stress on this point. Okay, consideration must be lawful consideration. It should not be unlawful. Next kind of essential element is that capacity of the parties. The capacity of the parties, which makes the parties who are going to entering into contract, they should have a sense of sound mindness so that they can make a contract as a valid contract which creates validity. Means when we are entering into contract, we should have observed that the person's mind should be matured mind. It should consist of sound mindness. I'll take a small example. Now I am making this video to final year students because their mindset is matured and they are able to understand what is called as business law and what are the essentials of business law. The same topic, if I go and teach to a school child, they feel that what ma'am is teaching us, because they don't know what is a priority of business law. You know. So, your mindset is a sound mind. So, obviously, when we are making a contract, and if we make a contract, want to make a contract as a valid contract, we should check about the capacity of the party. Next one, consent of the party. Please remember this point. It is very, very an essence that makes a contract as a valid contract, that is consent of the parties. Consent means mutually parties should come forward to make a contract. One should not force to enter into contract. One should not threaten to enter into contract, and one should not indicate a person that you should be in the contract. Both the parties should make a sense to bound together to make a contract. That is about consent of the parties. If this one is missing, if consent of the party is missing, then it never be called as a valid contract. It will become another kind of contract that we will discuss in next point. Similarly, other essential elements are meaning should be lawful for a contract, object must be lawful. Similarly, the party should have ability to perform it, and they should have to fulfill all legal formalities. And remember, agreement should never be declared as void. Then, if all these 10 essential elements are fulfilled as per Section 10 of Indian Contract Act 1872, that contract is called as valid contract. Now move to the second kind of contract which will fall under validity, that is void contract. Please remember, when you are talking about void contract, here you have to remember void contract is stated in Section 2, subsection J of Indian Contract Act 1872. When a contract which is with the absence of all 10 essential elements, that contract is called as void contract. Means any contract, if doesn't follow all these 10 essential elements, that contract is called as void contract. So simply opposite to valid is void contract, because valid contract follow all 10 essential elements. Void contract violates all those 10 essential elements. Got it? Now more the another kind of contract, that is voidable contract, which is stated in Section 2, subsection I of Indian Contract Act 1872. Section 2, subsection I of Indian Contract Act. So, voidable contract will stress on only one essential element, that is consent of the parties. Consent means Parties should enter into contract with their own mindset, free mindset. They should not be forced. So here I'll use few words. Please concentrate on those words. Coercion, fraud, mistake, misrepresentation. Coercion means threatening a party to enter into contract. Fraud. I know I am doing wrong, but I am intending you to enter into contract. Mistake. It happens some cases because we are human beings. And last one, misrepresentation. I am presenting the thing in a wrong manner so that you can enter into contract. Is it called contract? Is it called valid contract? No. So if consent of the parties is missing in any of these four categories, it will become a voidable contract. So contract must possess consent of the parties. Next one, void agreement. An agreement which is not enforceable by law is called as a voidable agreement. An agreement which is not enforceable by law is called as voidable agreement. Okay. So agreement itself not forcible. Law never give any cause of priority. That will. So remember, void agreement can make a contract, but void contract cannot make an agreement. Please remember this. Next one, unenforceable contract. A contract which is not enforceable by law with the technical reasons, it is called as unenforceable agreement. Similarly, unenforceable contract. Technical reasons, as it happens sometimes, just like right now, we can see very clearly that there is a war situation between India and China. Previously, we made agreements between them and us. But right now, this is not the situation to carry forward. Such kind of contracts are called as unenforceable contracts. You cannot force them to complete. Okay. Last and final one is illegal contracts. You can understand very pretty well about illegal contract. A contract which is not legal is considered as illegal contracts. Example for the illegal contracts are betting, doing robbery on the words of others, doing bridge games, and you can go for smuggling. These kind of contracts, if you made with other people, they are considered as illegal contracts. Now just I want to give you a synopsis on all 6 categories of contracts, which is on the basis of validity, valid contract, void contract, voidable contract, void agreement, unenforceable contract and illegal contract. Hope you understand about all these kinds of contracts. Now we move to the second kind of contract, that is on the basis of formation. When the contracts are formed, we have classified into different categories. Just put an eye on that. Number 1, express contract. Number 2, implied contract. And number 3, quasi-contract. So on the basis of formation. Formation means when we are making the contract itself, we know pretty well that what kind of contract it is. So let's check what they are. First one, express contract. Certain contracts are like that. Either they may be oral or written. All situations, no need to frame contracts just with a printed paper or which are writing on the board. See, you can check my board right now. I have written everything to explain you in a nice manner. I have written everything. This is called express contract. I expressed it. This is what kind of contract? A written contract, and my way of expression is through written. Certain kinds of contracts are there which are considered as oral contracts. Now I am teaching you. You are viewing me. This is what kind of contract? This is a oral contract. A contract which comprises of either written or oral between the parties. Please catch it. When a contract is expressed through either on the basis of writing or on the basis of words, it is called as express contract. Get it? Next, move to the implied contract. Implied means no need to express. In some situations, when parties are entered into contract, definitely they will fulfill all the legal obligations to make a work into convert into a contract. So for that, I'll give an example to you so that you can understand it in a better manner. When you step into public transportation, means when you step into bus or train or flight, definitely you will take a ticket by paying the fare and you will be at your particular place. Do anyone are asking you to buy the ticket? Do anyone are asking you to pay the money? No. Simply you are paying the fare for your transportation and you are stepping into that transportation. That is indicating that no one are giving any instruction and no one are asking you to write and put your signature so that you can make a contract. Not necessary in all situations. So, implied contracts are those contracts that are made between the parties. One party with their consent, capacity and consideration, they enter into contract which is called as implied contract. While forming itself, you can understand. Okay, next category of contract comes under formation, that is quasi-contract. These quasi-contracts are actually void contracts, please remember. Then why a priority is given and why it is added in the list of formation. Certain category of contracts will not cover the validity and they become void. Okay, they are called as quasi-contracts. Now I am making a video for you to make you understand about the kinds of contracts. I am handling it. And while teaching you, if I stop my video and if I ask other person to handle, the video is between me and the viewers. Okay, it's an implied contract actually. If I allowed a third person, it will become a quasi-contract where there is no validity at all. So, a quasi-contract is a void contract but not a valid contract. Yes. Now we move to the another kind of contract which is on the basis of performance. When a contract is performed by the parties, they should have a sense that whether they are performable or not, because we have seen in the essential elements that they should perform. Okay, on the basis of performance, contracts are classified into executed contracts, executory contracts, unilateral contracts and bilateral contracts. So, on the basis of performance means when both the parties are ready to perform, they should check that what kind of contract it is. So, we classified them into 4 categories and we will just check one after another. Executed contracts. Certain contracts are there, they are considered as executed because no need to perform every time. They are done previously and they will be executed for future. Simple, we can take a present of my lecture. My present lecture is for future. I am making this video for now and once this video is over, if I have sent it to you, it will be considered as an executed contract. Done. My work will be over. A party work will be over and other parties are going to perform it. Okay, that's called as executed contract. Another the kind of contract comes under performance, that is executory contract. A contract which is under the process between the parties is called as executory contract. Yes, A contract or a work which is under the process, it is called as executory. It's not executed. Now we are performing the contract. Now I am teaching you. Now I am explaining the topic to you. It is executory contract. So both the parties, when they are fulfilling a task of work, the present situation, it's called as executory contract. Next one, unilateral contract. Uni means one. Performing a task on one side is considered as unilateral. I am performing now. I am explaining you now. I am giving a class to you on types of contract. See, I am only performing. No other party is performing. You just viewed my video after I completed my task. So who is performing? Only me performing. So it's considered as unilateral contract. And this contract is a rare one where one party is going to perform presently and other parties may be past or future. So, but ultimately what we have to remember is that performability. Last and final category of contract which comes under performance is bilateral contract. Bi means two. Only two persons are going to perform a task of work, and once they are perform a work, it will be considered as bilateral contract, and bilateral contract will become under valid contract. Yes, both the parties has to complete a task of work. For that you can take a number of examples for this. Bilateral contract comes as a mutual agreement also. So if you go to a stationery shop person will offer you whatever stationery is available at his stores, and you will pick up what you are needed. Only two persons transaction is this. So obviously once you pay the consideration, task over. This is called as bilateral contract. So students, I hope you understood the categories of contracts, how they are classified. So I just want to give a synopsis on these kinds of categories so that you can understand in a positive way. Okay, just recheck on the board once. Types of contracts. Contracts are classified into three categories. Number one, on the basis of validity. Number two, on the basis of formation. And number three, on the basis of performance. Just we'll check once what are contracts comes under validity. First kind of contract comes under validity is valid contract. Second one is void contract, which is stated in section 2 subsection J of Indian Contract Act. Third kind of contract based on validity, that is voidable contract, which has explained in section 2 subsection I of Indian Contract Act. Fourth kind of category of contract is void agreement. Fifth one is unenforceable contract, and the last and final one based on validity is illegal contract. Now move to the second one, on the basis of formation, express contract, oral or written contract also you can call it. Number two is implied contract, and last one is quasi contract. Next, on the basis of performance we have executed contract, executory contract, unilateral contract and bilateral contract. Okay students, this is about the kinds of contract. Hope you understood well, and we'll continue our next topic in next session. Thank you.